Vanakkam Chennai and Tamil Nadu. On Chennai Poll Canvas, you've been faithfully following us as we traced out for you the maps of the 16 Chennai constituencies and other districts surrounding Chennai as well. Today, we'll take you on a tour of Tamil Nadu and give you a bird's eye view of what's cooking this election. I'm Ramya Kannan, and with me in the studio today is Arvind.
Hi Ramya.
So yeah, Arvind, we've been doing this, one constituency at a time. So how are we going to do all of Tamil Nadu? What's the plan?
I will go region wise. We've got bureau heads waiting in all the places in Madurai, Trichy, and Coimbatore.
Yeah, and of course, we'll be handling North Tamil Nadu from the studio here.
Correct.
Yeah. So North Tamil Nadu is a very, very key constituency, region, I would say, for the DMK. It's perceived to be a DMK bastion, particularly the city of Chennai. But it also has huge caste polarizations with the Vanniers facing off with the Dalits
Dalits, yes.
in the northern region outside of Chennai. And the two parties, apart from the DMK, which are active, would be the PMK and the VCK. So let's take a deep dive, Arvind. What constitutes this north region and what are its unique features?
Despite its close proximity with Chennai, and there has been it has been languishing in industrial development.
Right.
And it's basically an agrarian community, like rural, based on rural livelihoods, and the development has not like caught like in west or even in deep south.
Right.
And education is another major concern here. There are not many great colleges or universities. I think PMK tried one university, but it never took off. So higher education is a big problem that could also explain, one of the backwardness reasons for its backwardness.
Right. What about the constituencies in this northern region? I mean, there are several, but apart from the constituencies in Chennai, which are 16, what are the key constituencies in north?
I think Kadalur district has 9, and then Viluppuram has 7, Kallakurchi has 4, and then we have got the composite Vellore districts in Vellore, Ranipet, and then Tirupattur. So if you ask me, the most important constituency is Durai Murugan's Katpadi.
Right.
So he has won 6 times from 1996 till now, and he badly wanted to contest again this time.
Right.
So he was given a seat. So and because of his old age, there may be concerns, but people think that the locals think that he may win again.
Right, right. There were actually rumors initially before the list was released that he may not find a berth.
Correct.
But that, turned out not to be true. He finally has his own berth. And apart from Durai Murugan, who is a heavyweight from the
I think
DMK.
Velu, E.V. Velu, is become very close to Chief Minister Stalin. Like he was the one who was holding negotiations, and he supposedly helped the DMK clinch Premilata. So the DMDK. So he's another one. He is contesting from Tiruvannamalai, and
Right. He's
especially
expected to win.
because against his only a BJP candidate is being fielded against him. Another key constituency is Ranipet, where the handlooms and textiles minister R. Gandhi is contesting again. Initially, he was not given seat, and then his son was given the seat. For some strange reasons, his son, withdrew, and then at the on the last day of nominations, Gandhi filed nominations again.
Right.
So that is another case. And Kadalur, in Kadalur, MRK Pannirselvam is contesting. He's another strong man.
Yeah.
DMK satrap, like in the regional satraps,
and the agriculture minister.
and the agriculture minister.
Right.
So he again is expected to win Kurjipadi. But in Kadalur district, it could be after 9 seats, it could be people say, the reporters or correspondents say that it could be like equal.
Right.
Between the ADMK and the DMK, with Chidambaram, Pandruti, and Neyveli
Going
inching towards, as of now, it's inching towards ADMK. That's the feeling there.
Okay.
And another important constituency is Katumannar Koil, it's a reserved constituency.
And it was under great, big cloud actually in the initial stages.
Yeah,
because
VCK, leader Thirumalavan was, he had announced that he will contest from the constituency. But again, he also withdrew his thing.
Because he is a sitting MP.
Correct.
and so he withdrew his nomination, and instead they have nominated.
The Dalit leader Ilayapur son. That's
Yeah,
what the
it's
feel
very
is.
interesting, Arvind. The PMK is now actually split down the middle with the father, Dr. S. Ramdas, and the son, Dr. Anbumani Ramdas, opposing each
Each
other.
other.
Will this have an impact on the votes for the PMK in this region particularly?
I'm not sure because the father Ramdas has not fielded very, known or strong candidates throughout that belt. So especially in Virudhasalam, Dindivanam or Viluppuram, Kadalur belt, the candidates are not that strong. The feeling is that Anbumani has consolidated and he runs the party now.
He's
And
looked upon as the
and
leader.
Ramdas candidates may not even be spoilers.
That will be very interesting to
Yeah.
watch. So, Arvind, we saw about how the PMK might fare, but there is another factor that we must think about when it comes to north of the state. That is the Vridhachalam constituency, which is now being allocated to
Premalata
Premalata of the
Vijay.
DMDK.
Correct.
Of course, Vijayakant still enjoys a great deal of popularity, and the party itself has about 5 to 6 percentage votes in that area. So, what do you fancy are her chances this time?
I think her chances with the DMK alliance are bright. Last election, she contested on her own and she polled some 13% of the votes. And with the DMK, I think she should be able to win this time.
Particularly because it's Virdachalam,
Vridhachalam, where her husband in 2006 he won the elections. He was the only DMDK candidate to win that election.
Yeah. So another constituency we must look at before we move to Chennai is Tirkovilur.
Correct.
Tell us why we have to look at Tirkovilur.
Because last two elections, the former minister K. Ponmudi has won from this constituency, and this time he has not been allocated the seat. His son Gautam Sigamani has been given the seat. Gautam is not new to the area because he was Kallakurichi MP earlier. So
it will be a tight contest.
It will be a tight contest in Tirukkovilur.
Right,
That's what the
because
reports are saying.
Ponmudi is now facing some charges that
In the courts, yeah, he has been in and out of courts and he's been in and out of media for all the wrong reasons.
So that's a seat we have to follow. But I think it's time to come to Chennai.
Correct.
Chennai is distinguished by the fact that the single most talked about politician in this city has been TVK's Vijay, right? If you look at the hype surrounding Vijay, it's mostly concentrated in urban areas, and in those urban areas, it's mostly concentrated in Chennai. What will be the impact of TVK in Chennai?
And when we are talking about northern districts, which is a hinterland, there was not much of talk about Vijay. But when you come to Chennai, he is everywhere. He is three of his top five guys are apart from him. He contesting from Perambur, and then Busi Anand is in from T Nagar, and Adhavarjuna from Villivakam, and the party treasurer Venkatramanan from Mylapore. So they are all over the place, and they want to make a big difference in Chennai.
Right. And but the votes polled again, that is a another $1 million question, and one has to wait and watch because primarily this is an untested force.
Correct.
No doubt he has a huge number of fans and probably willing to vote for him also, but whether they come and vote for him or whether he draws crowds because he's a star that's never seen. And we also know what happened with the case of Prajarajam initially. Is it going to be a repeat of that, of what happened to Chiranjeevi? Will Vijay win his Perambur constituency? This is a question that all Chennaiites are asking. But Chennai has been and probably will always be a DMK bastion of sorts. So why is this important for the DMK? Why is it so big in Chennai?
I think Chennai is very dear to DMK. DMK President Karnataka has been contesting forever from the Chennai constituencies. And then Stalin also from Thousand Lights, now Kolathur. Udayanidhi also is contesting in Chennai constituencies. Whereas ADMK, they are more into, rural constituencies. They prefer.
Right.
Initially, MGR preferred St. Thomas Mount in his first two
Yes.
elections when he was part of the
DMK
DMK.
then. Yeah.
And after that, I think he preferred Andipatti or Aruppukkottai, something like that.
Yeah.
So, and DMK is, the perception among people is that DMK has given the big infrastructural boost to
Chennai.
Chennai. Yeah,
All the
from
major infrastructure
Gemini
projects.
flyover to Valluvar Kotam to Tidal Park.
The new Unbergen flyover,
Yeah,
including and the Madhikailash
GK
flyover.
Mupunar.
Yeah, GK
It's also sometimes called as flyover party.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but the big infrastructural boost like the Hyundai factory, which set off, manufacturing. Now we call it as Detroit of India or Asia, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But all those majority of the projects or the infrastructure was developed during DMK.
Right.
So they have and there is a sizable population of working class people in especially in the North Chennai,
Right.
who also vote for DMK
DMK
traditionally.
Right. But it remains to be seen what the results actually will turn out like. There is a Vijay factor, and there is this DMK's long held support base in Chennai. But it's now time to move on from North Tamil Nadu to the western region. Arvind, shall we go over to the western region? Who's doing it for us?
In Western region, we've got our news editor KV Prasad, who was in Coimbatore for a long time. He was the bureau head. Now he is the Tamil Nadu desk, and he'll be talking to us about the Western region.
Right. Let's go over to Prasad. Prasad, let's hear from you.
Talking to us about the Western region.
Yeah, so Prasad, thank you for joining us. The significance of a western region in Tamil Nadu has always been for the AIA DMK, and not so much the DMK. What is the scene there now? What are the polarizations in the western region?
As an interesting tussle unfolds in this assembly election, we take a look at the western zone of the state, which has always been regarded as the bastion of the AIA DMK. The western zone consists of 57 assembly constituencies, and what adds a very particular dimension to this zone is the Coimbatore district, which has 10 assembly constituencies that the DMK has been trying to capture but has not been successful in many elections. The last time the DMK won most of the seats in the Coimbatore district was in 1996 when there was an anti-incumbency wave against the AIDMK government. But then in 2001 the AIDMK came back to power, capturing most of the seats. In 2006 the DMK returned to power but lost most of the seats in Coimbatore and a substantial number of seats in the rest of the western Tamil Nadu. So the situation continued across western zone, more so in Coimbatore, with the ADMK retaining most of the seats. The last one being in 2021, where the DMK, though it returned to power in the state, lost all the 10 seats in Coimbatore and many other seats across western Tamil Nadu from Erode to Krishnagiri.
So Prasad, Coimbatore remains, sort of an urban center. It has a lot of industries. They're looking at MSMEs. Then there's Tirupur with its knitting sector, and you also have a huge agrarian setup in the region. Edapadi Palniswamy is from Edapadi, and he calls himself a farmer. And there are multiple crops being grown in this region. What are the issues that you think are top of the mind recall as far as this election goes?
The most basic of all issues is the infrastructure development, where people would look for better living conditions, and that can come only if the infrastructure development takes place. So that's one major issue. And then the industry, being an industrial zone, Coimbatore and majorly in Coimbatore and Tirupur and Erode, so they look for support, sustained support from both the state government and the central government for survival, for increasing production, for providing livelihood. And then the farm sector, it's the same case with the farm sector also. Farm sector also needs to be provided with all kinds of logistics. The input costs have risen for the farm sector, so you need to give them remunerative price for their produce. So that is the kind of support that they also look for. It's in addition to being an industrial zone, it's also a largely agrarian zone. So they will look for this support, a continuous support from the government to sustain their livelihood. So these three issues will be there, will weigh heavily in the minds of the voters when they go to vote. The candidates, they say that the present government's schemes for women, especially the monthly assistance scheme and the free bus ride, they will go in favor of the party. They will win a huge share of the women votes. But at the same time, the AIDMK and the BJP, they argue on other issues. They target the DMK on other issues such as safety or lack of safety for women and infrastructure inadequacies across the district and across the region as well. The ADMK has been successful so far in doing that. Despite the DMK returning to power in 2006 and 2021, the ADMK managed to capture most of the seats in this region. Now, will it do so now is what we have to see. It's going to be a very interesting tussle between the DMK and the ADMK, with the BJP adding another dimension to the battle, and not to mention the presence of the TVK this time. So all in all, it's going to be a very, very closely fought contest in this region, western region, which has 8 revenue districts and 57 assembly constituencies.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Prasad. Maybe we'll, sort of have one last question. What are the key constituencies in this region? How many constituencies are there? And why are we considering some constituencies key?
The ADMK on its part has got its strongman SP Velmani contesting from Tondamuthur in Coimbatore. It's the ADMK's General Secretary Edapadi K. Palaniswamy is contesting from his home turf in Edapadi in Salem district. The other heavyweight of the AIDMK and former Minister Thangamani is contesting from Kumarapalayam. So the battle lines are drawn very clearly. The BJP on its part has also fielded candidates across Western Zone, and its sitting MLA from Coimbatore South, Vanathi Srinivasan, has been shifted to Coimbatore North, and Union Minister L. Murugan is contesting from Avinashi. And Muthusamy of the DMK is contesting from Erode East, and interestingly, the DMK has fielded Sendil Balaji in Coimbatore South, which was won by the BJP in 2021.
Thank you for that, Prasad. So, Arvind, there are a lot of heavyweights that have been launched by both the DMK and the ADMK in this region. Sendil Balaji for one former minister. Then you have again former ministers Velumani and Thangamani in the region,
Edapadi
and
himself.
Edapadi himself. The sort of leader of the AIADMK. Thank you for that, Prasad. So, Arvind, there are a lot of heavyweights that have been launched by both the DMK and the ADMK in this region. Sendil Balaji for one former minister. Then you have again former ministers Velumani and Thangamani in the region,
Edapadi
and
himself.
Edapadi himself. The sort of leader of the AIADMK. So, what can we expect a fierce battle? Is it going to be split? Is ADMK going to retain its advantage, or will the DMK make some inroads?
I have worked for a few years in Coimbatore and the surrounding regions. From what I knew, it's like the DMK lacks in organization there. There is a kind of weakness in organization which is not like compared to Chennai or.
Right,
So till Veerapandi Armugam was there, Salem was good.
right,
And beyond that, till Coimbatore, they did not have any great leaders.
right, right, right.
So that's why they have parachuted Senthil
Senthil
Balaji to
Balaji.
Coimbatore now. Now
He
he
is
is
from
the
Karur.
he's from Karur.
Right. And of course, we'll discuss that later. We'll slip, making use of the opportunity that this has given us, we'll slip into coverage of the Delta districts of Tamil Nadu. This is the rice bowl of the state. It's a hugely agrarian area. It also has a lot of temples and it's churches and mosques. So we look at the central region, and whom do we have coming on our show for this?
We have S. Ganesan, who is the bureau head for the central region.
So Ganesan, Tiruchi has occupied a historic place in the elections in Tamil Nadu with M. Karunanidhi, the former patriarch of the DMK, contesting his first election in 1957 from Kulithalai in this region. Since then, how has the dynamics been in terms of political awareness and strong support for the parties, DMK and the AIADMK?
Let's take a look at how the election is shaping up in the central region of Tamil Nadu. This is a politically important region as it is spread over the Kaveri Delta, the rice bowl of the state. It is the agrarian heartland and has 41 seats across 9 districts, including some politically key districts such as Trichy, Tanjavur, Thiruvarur, Nagapattinam, Karur, and Pulkottai. Obviously, issues concerning farmers and fishermen dominate the narrative in the Delta region. The Karnataka move to build a dam across the Kaveri at Megadadu is a key concern for farmers. Better prices and ensuring minimum support price for agricultural produce and better maintenance of irrigation canals and structures are other key issues. The frequent arrest of Tamil Nadu fishermen by Sri Lankan Navy has been a simmering issue in Nagapattinam, Mayiladurai, Pudukkottai and other coastal areas of the region. Though some of the constituencies in the region are highly industrialized, such as Thiruvarambur and Trichy and Karur, industrial growth has been rather slow to take off in other constituencies. Many steel fabrication units in Trichy have turned sick in recent years. MSMEs have been hit hard by the hike in power tariff. In the past 3 elections, the party with the most number of seats from this region has formed the government. The region is likely to play a crucial role in this elections too. In 2011 and 2016, the ADMK won the most number of seats in the region and went on to form the government. The party had won 32 seats in 2011 and 25 in 2016. But in 2021, the DMK nearly swept the region, winning 37 seats and leaving just 4 to the ADMK. The DMK is now aiming to do even better and sweep the region completely. The party has fielded candidates in 30 seats in the region, leaving just 11 to its allies. Many of its sitting MLAs have been denied tickets this time, but the party has renominated all 7 ministers from the region, including Mr. K. N. Nehru, the party's principal secretary and municipal administration minister, the school education minister Anbil Mahesh Poyamri, and Minister for Industries T.R.B. Raja. The DMK indeed is riding high on confidence thanks to its welfare measures such as the Kalangar Mahalir Urimai Tohai and the Vidiyal Painam schemes, besides the strength of its mega secular progressive alliance. ADMK, on the other hand, is trying to stage a recovery. Party leaders believe that there is a strong anti-incumbency sentiment against the DMK government. But the real excitement is in Trichy East, where actor Vijay, the founder of Tamaraga Vetri Karagam, is making his electoral debut. It is one of the 2 constituencies from where he is contesting, besides Perambur in Chennai. The constituency has a strong presence of minorities, both Christians and Muslims, which is believed to be one of the reasons for Mr. Vijay's choice. But it is not going to be easy for Mr. Vijay, as his opponents are putting up a spirited fight. The DMK has fielded its sitting MLA Inigo Raj, the founder of an organization called Christo Nalana Ekam, and has established a strong connect with the voters in the constituency. The ADMK candidate G. Rajasekharan runs an engineering college and is a new face in the electoral scene. The Nam Tamil Katchi has fielded a radiologist, P. Krishnasamy. Constituency is set to witness a close fight. The Trichy West and Tiruvambur are the other key constituencies in Trichy district. Mr. K. Nehru has entered the fray for the 6th consecutive elections in Trichy West, looking for a third straight victory. Mr. Anbil Mahesh Poyamari too is aiming for a hat-trick in Tiruvambur. Besides them, Transport Minister S. Shivashankar, Higher Education Minister Govi Cheriyan, Natural Resources Minister S. Raghupati, and Backward Classes Welfare Minister Siva Meyanathan are contesting from the region. Varthanadu in Tanjavur district, where R. Vaithilingam, the former ADMK minister and an associate of former Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam, is contesting on a DMK ticket now, will be the other keenly watched constituency in the region. He joined the DMK just a few months ago, and last time he had won from the constituency on an ADMK ticket. The BJP is also facing a stern test in the region, as it has been allotted 5 seats in the NDA. This includes 3 in the Pudukkottai district, where the party has little presence. Congress too is contesting from 3 seats in the region. The two national parties, the BJP and the Congress, are engaged in a direct face-off at Arandangi, where T. Ramachandran, son of former TNCC President Tirunavukarasu, is contesting against the state BJP Women's Wing President Kavita Srikanth. The CPM has been allotted 2 seats and CPI 1, from where they had won in the previous elections. Also in the fray in the region is Lima Rose Martin of ADMK, who is contesting from Lalgudi. She is one of the wealthiest candidates to contest these elections and is the wife of lottery baron S. Martin. She has declared assets worth Rs 1,049 crores. Former ADMK ministers C. Vijay Bhaskar, O.S. Manian, and R. Kamaraj are also in the fray in the region. The AMMK and the PMK are contesting 3 seats in the region. Except the DMDK, almost all smaller parties in both alliances are contesting in the central region, making it politically important for all of them.
So, Ganesan, the other thing that we've been talking about quite relentlessly is the impact of Vijay. And you know that there's a lot of hype on social media and media in general. But what are his true chances in this Tiruchi East constituency, which he's contesting along with Perambur?
Political scenario in the region has been spiced up by actor Vijay, the founder of Tamil Vetri Kazhagam, who is making his electoral debut in Trichy East. It is one of the 2 constituencies from where he is contesting, besides Perambur in Chennai. The densely populated Trichy East constituency covers the whole city limits around Rockford, the city's most famous landmark. Mr. Vijay's entry has given the region a chief ministerial candidate after former Chief Ministers M. Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha. Mr. Karunanidhi had won from Tiruvarur in 2011 and 2016, while Ms. Jayalalitha won from Srirangam in 2011. Trichy East has a strong presence of minorities, both Christians and Muslims, which is believed to be one of the reasons for Mr. Vijay's choice. But it is not going to be a cakewalk for him, as his opponents have mounted a spirited challenge. Mr. Vijay will take on DMK's sitting MLA Inigo Raj, a Chennai-based businessman and founder of an organization called Kristuva Nallanna Iyakkam. The ADMK candidate G. Rajasekharan runs an engineering college in the city, while the Nam Tamil Katchi has fielded a radiologist, P. Krishnasamy. His opponents say Mr. Vijay is an outsider and treating the constituency as a second choice. The constituency, notorious for its narrow roads, traffic congestion, and aging civic infrastructure, could witness a close finish. At Trichy West, although it will be a 4-cornered battle, much would depend on whether Mr. Vijay proves to be a change maker or ends up a spoiler along with NTK leader Seeman. This makes the contest all the more unpredictable. So that is the update from the central region for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, view of the Delta districts, the central area of Tamil Nadu, Ganesan. Thank you for that. So, Arvind, there are some unique factors that we see again and again in this Tiruchi region, which is, a hub for both agriculture as well as fishing. And some of the underdeveloped regions, such as Pudukkottai, are in this belt. Another recent phenomenon is the influx of migrants as laborers, even as farm labor, and even in the fishing industry. So I think there will be new challenges up ahead for the for whoever wins this, be it the DMK
DMK.
or the ADMK or even TVK. So I guess we'll just have to wait and watch. But I think now it's time for our southern region. Who's coming in from the south?
So we have our bureau head L. Sri Krishna and deputy bureau chief S. Sundar. They will be discussing all the issues pertaining to the southern region. Now.
So the southern region is a very important region, and it stands out. It's probably an outlier where there is a caste fault line. There is segregation as a result of caste. There is oppression, and the two main communities involved in this, where the face-off happens, are the Tevars, the Mukkulaturs, and an increasingly vocal Dalit community.
Dalit community, yeah.
So it has always been hot pot of caste clashes and of little fights skirmishes that happen. So it will be interesting to see, and we know that because of the presence of the Mukkulaturs, at one point of time the ADMK claimed it as its own. They also sort of claimed Muthuramalinga Tevar, the leader of the community, as their own. So, what impact will it have this time? There is a polarization, there is a split in the votes, because we have, while the AIDMK will be contesting, we also have the AMMK.
I think one of the main reasons for Edappadi Palaniswamy agreeing to bring AMMK into the NDA fold is the caste factor.
Right.
The Mukkulathur, because they think that at least the NDA leadership thinks that he can bring in the Tevar votes to the ADMK alliance.
But also to split further, there is Sasikala, who has started her new party, and she's in alliance with the senior Ramdas of the PMK. So it will be interesting to see how this works out in the region. Right? Should we go directly over to Krishna and Sundar? Please tell us how it's going to play out in the south this time.
We have about 10 districts and about 58 assembly constituencies. To name a few, we have the former Chief Minister, Mr. O. Pannirselvam, contesting from Bodi Nayakanur Assembly seat. And we have a veteran politician, Mr. KKSS Ramachandran, contesting from Virudhunagar district. And from Madurai Central, we have our high-profile candidate, Mr. Palnivel Tyagarajan. For more details about the electioneering and other related issues, we will now have a talk with my senior colleague, Mr. Sundar. Well, Sundar, I would also like to ask you about, people say that Madurai is political capital of Tamil Nadu, though we have Chennai there in the state capital. But what are the things you feel that, Sundar, why is that Madurai is called a political capital?
Southern districts have been politically vibrant since it had been a fertile breeding ground for freedom struggle. People here were hugely inspired by great leaders like Mardu brothers, Velu Nachiyar, Subramanya Bharati, V.O. Chidambaranar, and Pasumon Muthuramalingam. For this inherited political awareness, Madurai is known as the political capital of the state. So much so that many political parties had their launch here, like the DMDK of Vijayakant, AMMK of TTV Dinakaran, and Makkal Nidhi Mayam of Kamala Hassan.
Also, Sundar, I would also like to I have a very important point to raise with you, Sundar. Many times, whether Madurai or Virudhunagar or Sivaganga in South Tamil Nadu, we have been witnessing a lot of caste-related issues. What do you think the reason for this, and do you think, Sundar, this will be a talking point or something which will create an impact in these elections?
Definitely, Sri Krishna. Caste has a major role in elections here. The choice of candidates by major political parties is a proof of how caste is intertwined with politics. Mukkalathos, Nayakas and scheduled caste have dominant roles almost across the region. Pillais and Yadavs decides the outcome of the elections in certain pockets of Tirunelveli, Kanyakumari, Madurai, Sivaganga and Ramanathapuram districts. The presence of minorities in large numbers along the coastal districts of Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli, Toothukudi and Ramanathapuram districts, and also in Tenkasi and Madurai, make these districts politically count. Krishna, I hope you can give a brief detail about the prominent candidates who are fighting these elections from the south.
Well, Sundar, that's a very important question you have raised. We have to name a few prominent candidates who are testing their luck in southern Tamil Nadu. Is to begin with, we have BJP State President Mr. Nayanar Nagendran. We have the Nam Tamilar Kakshi's Chief Coordinator Mr. Seeman from testing his luck from Karaikudi, and in fact we have a very veteran politician Mr. O. Pannirselvam, who was Chief Minister thrice. He is now testing his luck from Bodhi Nayakanur, and above all, yet another personality who is contesting from two constituencies in southern Tamil Nadu is Mr. Shyam. He is son of Krishnasamy, founder of Pudhiya Tamilagam.
Krishna, last time the AIDMK badly lost the elections in the south, mainly because of the contest given by the AMMK of TTV Dinakaran. This time, Mr. Dinakaran has joined hands with Edappadi K. Palaniswamy. How do you think this coming together of AMMK and AIDMK will help this Dravidian front?
Yeah, he is contesting from two constituencies, from Srivilliputtur and Tirunelveli, and I think with this more prominent people from South Tamil Nadu, they are testing their fortune, and we have to wait for May 4th, Sundar.
What has been the major complaint of the opposition party AIADMK against this DMK government?
That's also a thing. Thanks for reminding about that. And in fact, the ADMK's General Secretary, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy, at an electioneering in Andipatti, he was telling that absolutely there is no law or order in the state, and he was even talking about the death in custody of two youngsters in the Sivaganga district very recently, and he was also very in a very strong tone he was telling about how this sexual crimes and has risen against women and even girl children. Yeah, Sundar, tell us about the new entrant in the political scenario, actor turned politician Mr. Vijay. How is is he really going to make an impact in South Tamil Nadu, or what is that? Some people say he's a crowd puller. Why don't you throw us some light on that, Sundar?
Yes, Sri Krishna. Like elsewhere in Tamil Nadu, Mr. Vijay, being a cinema hero, remained a big crowd puller, especially in the coastal districts of Tirunelveli, Kanyakumari and Thoothukudi. Some people say that the huge gathering that came for Mr. Vijay reminded them of M.G. Ramachandran's political entry after launching the All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kalagam. However, Mr. Vijay could not keep up his punctuality and missed addressing a huge gathering at Karaikudi.
Thank you, Sundar and Sri Krishna, for this really elaborate view of what is happening in the South. I'm sure we and our audience has a very good idea now.
This is going to be the most interesting elections that we have encountered, like from 2001 or something like that.
Yeah.
And whenever there is a talk about third front, it has never worked in Tamil Nadu. Again, now we have here actor Vijay,
Yes.
who is actively into politics now
True.
at the peak of his career.
Right.
And the election results only can tell whether there is a space for the third force.
Yeah.
And this is another election because we've got Stalin's Dravidian model 2.0
Right.
and Edapadi's future. ADMK General Secretary Edapadi K. Palniswamy's future almost hanging in this election because he's been tasting defeat one after another in 2 Lok Sabha elections and 1 assembly election, and this could be very crucial election for him.
Yeah. So this will be definitely a historic election of
yes.
sorts. One, as you mentioned, is will the third front become a reality? It's been talked about, it's been hyped in Tamil Nadu, but so far the third front has not gained ground. The second thing is that the DMK has had an anti incumbency that's preventing it from coming 2 consecutive terms. And is this the first time that the DMK will break that anti incumbency factor and come back to power? So it will be interesting to watch what happens on the field. Meanwhile, as usual, here's your reminder to vote. April 23rd is polling day in Tamil Nadu. It's likely going to be really hot. Here's a tip what Chinnathambi has been telling you right through. Protect yourself, try and vote early in the morning. Go out and cast your vote or go after the sun has set, but before polling closes. Remember, voting is your democratic right and duty. At Chennai Poll Canvas, we're signing off for now, but rest assured, we'll be back.